Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to small Umineko When Seagulls Cry. So you remember how last time I think I said I was almost out of backlog? As soon as I finish recording this, I'm definitely going to have to do quick editing, or in a quick render, or in a quick upload, and I need to get the thumbnail. Let's continue. It was a legendary hammer that had shaken even the king of the frost giants. So, the giant soldiers couldn't escape from that fear. So, regardless of how strongly their master ordered them, they couldn't get in the path of that hammer. So, just to clarify, back rank mate is a chess term. Basically, you've got pawns, or typically pawns, sometimes minor pieces, in front of your king, and your opponent moves a rook to the aura queen to the final row, basically just giving you a checkmate if you don't have anything that can actually block it. Hence, it's the final row, hence it's the back rank. Yeah. Before the whirlwind of that massive chunk of metal, Beatrice is nothing more than a mere speck. I am wondering what the hammer is referring to. If it's Frost Giant, I think that might be Norse thing, maybe? I'm not 100% sure though. The instant the whirlwind started to suck Beatrice in, she appeared to change into a massive war tower. The iron hammer smashed the war tower, scattering tremendous amounts of rubble, but it did not reach she who had escaped behind it. Furthermore, when the smoke started to settle, the war tower had sucked in the massive iron hammer without crumbling, and blocked the way. Even the giant smashing iron hammer couldn't break through the final tower protecting the witch. However, this war tower was actually the witch's last trump card. It was a war tower for dodging that could only save her from danger once. This tower was impregnable. No weapon could break through it. At the time, the moon disappeared. As Beatrice hid in the shadows of the giant soldier battle line of the war tower, she looked up at the sky. When she did, inside the moon was the figure of a massive horse ridden by the god of war and death. The predecessor Beatrice rose the horse with him. His cloak had blocked the moon and swallowed it in an eerie shadow. And the spear of the gods was in his hand once more. In other words, it was a godly knight who had jumped over the ramparts formed by the giant soldiers in the war tower, attacking from the heavens. Smothered mate? Another chess. Basically, your king is surrounded by your own pieces. They use a knight to attack over those pieces. Because you've got your own pieces around, your king can't escape because you can't take your own pieces. And it's in an arrangement where you can't take the knight. Hence, smothered mate. And so using smothered mate because she's inside her tower that can't be pierced, I guess. The struggle to the death between the two witches was the same name was over. The spear that had been launched from the heavens pierced the ground. A giant soldier battle line of war tower split up into countless gold butterflies, wrapping the area in a gold-coloured storm. I am wondering what this is. Kind of looks like a tree or something? Then came the sound of thunder, and the sound of falling rain and wind. She looked around. The rose garden was empty. Butler and the rest were watching the two witches confronting each other. But Beatrice alone had changed. She had been pierced straight through by the spear, from the base of her neck and the right shoulder to her left buttocks, unable to even reach the ground with her feet. Horribly exposed like a pitiful pinned butterfly, tormented by the wind and rain.
ベアトリーチェ様。
さすが恐ろしいお方です。
これで決着です、ベアトリーチェ。
It seems not. Oh, maybe. Beatrice wore a bitter smile of false courage, but a strand of blood dangled from her mouth, making her look even more pitiful.
無限の魔女の称号と力、そしてベアトリーチェの名を今こそ返してもらいましょう。
So what happens to the game with Battler?
無限の魔女を語るにはお前は未熟が過ぎます。
やめて、許しておくれよ、お嬢様。ちょっとふざけただけじゃねえかよ。
あなたから我が名を奪います。元の姿に戻してあげましょう。
The original form?
過ぎたる力を手放し、己にふさわしい背をさあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。あなたから我が名を奪います。元の姿に戻してあげましょう。過ぎたる力を手放し、己にふさわしい生を全うするがよいでしょう。あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。
She's gonna magic away her magic. The predecessor Beatrice began to recite the words of power. When she did, small gold butterflies gathered near the skewered Beatrice and began to swarm around about her. Like butterflies sucking the nectar out of flowers, they began to suck the magical power out of Beatrice, and it seemed to cause her intense pain. A cry of anguish issued from Beatrice's mouth. She no longer had any power to resist it.
さあさあ目を閉じてごらんなさい。思い出してごらんなさい。あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。さあ、ベアトリーチェ。
I'm wondering if she's going to very specifically remember a form that had even more power.
あなたも私と一緒に復唱なさい。一緒にお歌を歌いましょう。そうすればすぐに終わりますよ。
Has she been lulled into a false sense of security and into a trap?
あなたの苦痛が少しでも早く終わります。
そうだな。お師匠様と一緒にお歌を歌うなんてどれくらいぶりかな。
さあ一緒にさあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。
さあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。
And the two of them began to recite the same song. More and more gold butterflies danced around, swarming round Beatrice.
大丈夫ですよ、お嬢様。あなたは私の弟子であることを失いますが、私の仕えるお嬢様であることに変わりはありません。そうしたらまた一緒にご本を読んで差し上げましょう。リンゴのパイを焼いて差し上げましょう。 昔のように。さあさあ思い出してごらんなさ
ああ、思い出してごらんなさい。そろそろ思い出せてきたかな。なあ、お師匠様、あんたの後ろにあるそれ思い出したかな。
何ですかこれは。
What? When the predecessor Beatrice looked behind her, there was an eerie hedgehog curled up there. No, it was herself. There was another predecessor Beatrice, whose whole body had been packed with ballista shots, lying there like a pincushion doll.
さあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。あなたがどんな姿をしていたの。違うか。さあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。
What form do you have?
あなたがどうやって殺されたのか。
The predecessor Beatrice was stunned. Her form gradually began to fade away.
これはいつの間に。
最初に呼んだのは双剣の塔ではない。四つ子の塔だったのよ。お師匠様の左右はるかに潜んだ隠し塔が描くセブンスランクルークの死の境界線を。お師匠様はのこのこと踏み越えてきてくれた。
Seventh rank rook boundary of death. Okay.
チェックの発生が遅れてしまったことだけはマナー違反。率直に謝ろうぞ。
The battle had been decided at the very beginning. It had been over since the time of the predecessor had leaned forward, readying her holy spear to attack Beatrice, who had been wedged between her shoulder towers. The hidden towers lurking on either side had bathed her in a windstorm of ballista shots from 720 ports on both sides, pinning and killing her. However, Beatrice hadn't wanted it to be resolved like that. She'd wanted to let her teacher take her next move, and had continued acting as though the game was still on. She'd immediately revived with her endless power. She had immediately revived her with the endless power, and had made her continue the game as though nothing had happened. Then, the predecessor slowly remembered that she had already been killed, and began to vanish completely. When she did, the spear that had pierced Beatrice also vanished. Beatrice finally landed on the ground. There wasn't even a trace of a scar.
楽しかったぞ、お師匠様。また遊びたくなったらいつでも蘇らせてやるよ。それで適当に遊んだら死体だったことをまた思い出させてやるからさ。なあ、ちゃんとあんたの言いつけは守ってるぜ。おもちゃは遊び終わったらちゃんとおもちゃ箱にしまいましょうってな。
楽勝でございますかな。
愚か、心象だ。四つ子島で騙せてなかったら死んでおったのはわらわの方よ。さすがはお師匠様だが、これで胸が張れるというもの。わらわは今こそお師匠様を完全に超えたとな。ロノウェ、お師匠様の亡骸をもう少しマシにしておけ。わらわもそこまで敬意を失ってはおらぬでな。
かしこまりました。今宵の第一の晩は 少々派手に暴れすぎました。
Her family's gonna find her body and go, he's this?
少しは片付けも必要でしょう。すぐに取り掛かります。ヤギたちよ、お片付けの時間ですよ。
Alternatively, Kumasawa has disappeared. When Renove snapped his fingers, the blazing, sparkling eyes began to blink open in the shadows and darkness, becoming goat-headed attendants who had appeared one after another. One by one, they wordlessly stood at attention in a line behind Renove's back.
この度は6人の遺体をどのようにいたしますか。また密室形式に。
わらわは今それを考える気分にない。どの上に任す。バトラーを悩ませるようなとびっきりの密室を頼むぞ。
かしこまりました。それではとびきりの。
Go easy on me, please, Renove.
それ、バトラーはどこだ？バトラー、わらわの大活躍見た？
ちくしょー。今のめちゃくちゃな魔法の嵐を見せつけられて、俺は何を否定すればいいんだ。
But what you're showing us is real?
魔女はいるも何も。あんなドッカンドッカン凄まじいファンタジーを見せつけられて、今の俺は何を否定すりゃいいんだよ。
Pretty impressive CG, you know?
もうわかんねえ。前回もそうだが、このイーカス的なマジカルバトルをどう否定すりゃいいんだよ。
だよな。こんなの見ちまったらもう言い逃れはできねえもんな。さあバトラー、とんでも推理を聞かせてくれよ。
お嬢様、笑いに品がございませんよ。
おお、これはすまぬ。しかしわらわの責任ではないぞ。
Oh, hey, I just thought. Well, moreover, I just realized. What are her names again? Rudolph and Kyrie actually survived this time. It's a real shock. And I can imagine that Natsui's going to be extremely annoyed when the servants aren't actually at her beck and call.
何しろバトラにキューッと両目を固く閉じてキリキリギリギリ歯ぎしりするなんとも悔しそうなその表情を見せられると、自然とわらわの口からこぼれてしまうものでな。
さあバトラ様、くじけずにテーブルへお戻りを。お嬢様はバトラ様の反撃を期待されておりますよ。
ふざけるな。
Yeah. I'm not actually here to see it, so I can't trust anything that I see here.
何をどう反論すりゃいいってんだ。まずあの塔が地面から生えてきたあたりからもうめちゃくちゃだろうが。実は六軒島の地下に合体変形巨大ロボの秘密研究所でもあって、
Yep.
ボタン一つでおかしな塔が生えてくるってのか。なあ、それならあのでけえ巨人どもはきっとロボットだぜ。あるいは悪の秘密結社のメカ怪獣かもな。わけわかんねえよ。俺に話しかけるんじゃねえ。うわ
ー、ほらほらほらほら、泣くなよ。魔法でドッカンドッカン。そなたが望むなら月だって砕くし、彗星を雨のようにだって降らすさ。
feel like that's a new face from her.
お前好みのムチムチ姉ちゃんで島を埋め尽くしてやってもいいんだぜ。
Although we've certainly had other faces in that kind of vein.
さあさあ、ほらほらほら、わらわの出番は終わったぜ。
Yeah, finish hitting my 6 people. Come on, your turn now.
受け手をさせよ。反撃しろよ。できねえだろ。できねえのはお前。こういうのダメだもんな。こういうファンタジー本当は大好きなんだもんな。知ってんだよ。今時こんなの巷にいくらでも溢れてるじゃねえか。漫画に小説、アニメに映画。10代くらいのガキンチョたちがおかしな特殊能力いっぱい持ってて、世界の命運かけてドッカンバッカンやるやつ。お前も大好きだもんな。知ってんだよ。隠すなよ。大好きじゃねえかよ。そのお前の大好きなやつがちょいと目の前で披露されただけじゃねえかよ。どうして漫画やアニメのそれは信じてくれるのにわらわのだけ信じてくれねえんだよ。信じろよ信じろよ、信じちまえよ。反論なんかできねえさ。こうして見せられちまったんだからな。ほらほらほらほら、返事をしろよ。思考はいらねえ。素直にごめんなさいベアトリーチェ様って言えばいいんだよ。
Voice she's putting on.
ほらほら言ってみろよ。ごめんなさいベアトリーチェ様って言ってみろよ。言えよ言えよ、恥ずかしがるなよ。
I refuse. Oh. So, presumably we wake up in the morning. Yep, looks like it. And we will eventually find the bodies. Probably. Virgilia. Yeah, I wonder if the siblings actually stayed up all night this time. There would have been no way to tell if morning had come without opening a window and looking up at the cloudy sky, which had become a tiny bit lighter. It wasn't a refreshing morning. All that could be heard was the sound of the rain, which hadn't stopped falling, and since last night, and the howl of the wind.
とても朝とは思えないわね。私たちの心をそのまま示したひどい天気よ。
なら随分穏やかじゃねえか。雨は降れど槍が降らねえだけマシだぜ。
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, you should have seen it last night.
雨が降ろうと槍が降ろうとドンと来いっちゅうとこやな。もう6時かいな。はあ。
Seems they did stay up all night.
これで十分とちゃうか。あとは謎の19人目ベアトリーチェが動いてこんことには手の打ちようもないわ。
No. She's already made her move.
そういうことだ。だが向こうが撃ってくるだろうほとんどの手は想定できたはずだ。
But have you considered murder?
そうね。兄弟の中に裏切り者さえ現れなければ私たちは大抵の事態に対応できるはずよ。
But what about murder?
もうこの話は終わりにしましょう。結局徹夜しちゃったわね。眠いわ。
そうですね。朝食をとったら一度お休みになられてはいかがですか？
Good luck with that.
良い提案だ。 この年に徹夜は答えるよ。
As they all stretched, they enjoyed the sun-refreshing morning as best they could.
顔でも洗ってこようぜ。きっとひでえ辛さ。
They won't be in shape for staying up all day to not be murdered.
何このひどい匂い。
As soon as they exited into the corridor, Curio openly made a disgusted expression. I just had another thought. They were there all night. They can all vouch for each other. Who does that leave if all the servants are dead? Oh, this is horrible.
どうしましたか？ねえ、何かひどい匂いがしない？
ん？なんやこの匂いは。
Oh, would it be the grandfather?
こらたまらんで。
Burned, presumably in the furnace. After hearing those complaints, everyone stuck their heads out into the corridor. The stench was faint, but once people started commenting on it, it was clearly noticeable. Each of them went into the corridor, relying on their own sense of smell to tell them where the strange odor was coming from.
一体何事でしょう？現時に対応させましょう。きっともう使用人室に来ていて、朝の準備をしているはずです。
頼む。まさかあのゴーダに限ってこんな匂いをさせる朝食を作っているとは思いがたいのだがね。
Rudolph and the others searched for the source of the smell and determined that it was coming from underground, from the boiler room. But the door was locked, and they couldn't check inside. That's where all the bodies will be then. At the same time, when Natsuhi's group was on its way to search for someone in the servant room, they noticed something strange near the parlour.
何ですかこれは？
Oh, no, maybe the bodies are in the parlour then.
ひどいいたずらだわ。
Maybe it's a mix of both.
誰がこんなことを？
On the door to the parlour, drawn in a paint that looked like blood, was a strange thing that looked like a magic circle. Now, this could be an interesting puzzle. If you have the keys to both, but in the opposite rooms to each other.
厨房にはまだ誰も来てないわ。何よそれ。
Nervous group, who thought the smell might be coming from the kitchen, had returned after confirming that no one was there, that preparations for breakfast had not yet begun. Then they noticed a change to the parlour.
ダメだな。ボイラー室は鍵がかかってる。ボイラーの故障とかそういうのだとまずいんじゃないのか？使用人は誰かいたか？
その悪趣味な落書き、ここにもあるの。
Two, which means that there was there as well.
ボイラー室の扉にもあったのよ。
なんやってこの薄気味悪い落書きがここだけじゃなく他にもあるっちゅうんか。はあ、まさか森の魔女ベアトリーチェの宣戦布告っちゅうわけやないやろな。
You don't know the beginning of it yet. Hideyoshi tried to make fun of it, but staring at this creepy magic circle while listening to the wind and rain really made it seem like a message from the witch. From a witch, rather. The dripping, bright red paint made one think of blood, which made it even creepier. Hideyoshi tried to open the door, but it had been locked. As a general rule, the parlour wasn't locked. Someone had gone out of their way to lock it.
これはどういうこと？私たちが食堂で話し合いをしている最中に誰かがこっそりとこの落書きを残したというの。客間とボイラー室の扉に。
どうせ使用人の仕業よ。
If by behind us you mean the door, if you mean If you're referring to the painting, no.
私たちはずっと一緒だったのよ。
Yeah.
全員にアリバイがある。おそらくお父様に何かおかしな指示を受けてこんないたずらをしたのよ。
昨日のマリアちゃんの手紙の件も含めて使用人連中が親父の手先になって何かを企んでる可能性は十分疑えるかな。とにかくみんなどこにいやがるんだ。まさかかくれんぼってわけでもねえだろうに。
Well, you don't know that.
探そうぜ。
それより私は子供たちが気になるわ。無事よね。
Yep.
私確かめてくるついでにゲストハウスに使用人の人がいないか見てくるわ。
After all, there's only 6 for the first Twilight. But in any case, I will be in there for today because I do still need to edit this. In any case, I hope you've all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments, and until next time, see ya.